The MLS allows you to submit offers every single day, and it costs zero marketing dollars. That's so important. The more offers you're going to send, the more deals you're going to get, right? And so you don't have to spend hours and hours to get deals to submit offers on, as they're uploaded to your computer immediately, and you can just log in 5 minutes and start to submit offers. But here's what most strugglers and amateurs do, right? They do the direct mail, they do the bandit signs, door knocking, spend lots of money, and most importantly, they spend lots of time, that valuable time that we never get back. And they get an extremely low amount of offers sent out and get a low amount of deals, or no wholesales, no flip deals, nothing at all. I see it every single day. And why is this the case, right? Why is this happening? Well, I'll tell you, here's the truth. It's extremely simple to tell someone to put out bandit signs on the side of the road, right? A sign that says "We buy houses cash" on it, put that on a busy intersection, and there you go. Calls and deals and all your dreams will come true. Very simple to tell someone that in about 10 seconds. It's a little more complex telling someone how to wholesale and flip houses from the MLS, which is why we're here and why we spent the time to do this and to focus on it, and why we're doing it all across the nation. But there's also something else why this is the case. There's also an obsession. There's an obsession out there with people that want off-market deals. So what are off-market deals? They're the deals that aren't on the MLS. And the amateurs and strugglers are just completely obsessed with off-market deals because they have higher profits generally. And that's true. But let me ask you this. Would you rather get an off-market deal maybe every 5 months that profits $20,000, so one deal every 5 months? Or would you rather get 2 on-market deals on the MLS every single month consistently that profit you $10,000 each if you wholesale it, or $40,000 if you flip it? So 2 deals a month or 1 deal every 5 months. And I think we can all agree on this one, guys. You'd want consistency in your business. You'd want deals that you can get each and every month that you can wholesale and flip, instead of wondering and worrying where your next deal is going to come from. And so why are so many people amateurs when it comes to the MLS then? Why aren't more people using it? Well, here's a simple fact. They don't understand it. And I want to share with you how we think about the MLS, how I share with everyone here, how we've been thinking about it for 8 years, and how we do things differently, and why our results are differently as well. So the way I want you to think about the MLS is to think about it like Craigslist. And what I mean by that is, on Craigslist, there's items for sale, right? And let's say you want to go to Craigslist. It's a marketplace of all different items for sale, and you want to buy a couch. So you search couch, and you see a couch there for $500, and you really want it. Well, now when you want to buy this thing from Craigslist, this couch, for example, do you just offer $500 for it, that list price that's there? Or do you offer a lower price, right? Sometimes you see OBO or best offer, right? Because people are willing to accept the offers that they get. If no one gets an offer at the price that they want, they'll accept a lower offer, right? So maybe instead of $500 on a couch, maybe you submit $150 below, right? Because what's the worst that can happen? The seller can either accept, reject, or counter your offer. And that's a great starting point. But here's what most do wrong on the MLS. Strugglers and amateurs think that list price, so the price that a home is for sale for, they think it's set in stone, static, and not flexible whatsoever. However, this is wrong. So the MLS is just like Craigslist in the sense that you can offer at whatever price you want. I want you to see that. The MLS is just like Craigslist in the sense that you can offer at whatever price you want. So strugglers and amateurs think that the list price is the price they have to offer at. So what happens? They never even submit an offer on a deal. They don't even give themselves a fighting chance. Now, if you saw a couch on Craigslist for $500 and you wanted it, but you said, "Oh, it's $500. I can't get it at $350 or $400." If you still wanted that, you'd probably submit an offer, right? At the price that works for you. It's the same thing on the MLS, right? You need to submit these offers because you never know the situation they're in. So I want to go over some truths on the MLS now, guys. So you can submit an offer at any price that you want, just like we talked about. Another truth, any offer you send has a chance. It has a chance of getting accepted. So when I say an offer, I mean an offer saying, "Hey, I'll buy your house for $200,000, and you can either wholesale that or you can fix and flip that and make a profit." But the second truth is you never know if there's other offers on the table. So you can't count yourself out. This is what so many amateurs do. They see a listing for a house and they tell themselves 101 reasons why this deal won't work for them. And they never picked up a phone and never called the person in charge of the deal, and they never submitted an offer, right? And so of course those people count themselves out. If you count yourself out and you never even try or put a foot forward or submit an offer, then that person can't accept it, they can't reject it, or they can't counter the offer. But no matter what, you're gonna have a fighting chance if you submit an offer. So here's the third truth. If a higher offer gets accepted than yours, it can fall out of contract, meaning that house can go under contract and it can come back on the market. And here's the reality. If you never submit an offer, then no one will know to contact you when the deal comes back on the market, and you'll never get the deal. So here's what happens when a house gets under contract on the MLS. Maybe it's a higher offer than you and it looks like a great deal. It's distressed. You can wholesale this. You can make 20K. You can flip it. You can make 50K. And let's say a higher offer gets accepted. Well, a lot of times that offer falls out. And if that offer falls out, who do you think the person in charge of the deal is going to call back first? The random person who never reached out to them whatsoever, who they have no idea about, or the person who submitted an offer into their email inbox? They're going to go to the person who submits an offer on that deal. So about 60% of the deals I've ever done come from a higher offer being accepted, them falling out, and me being the knight in shining armor and saving the day and sticking to the offer that I said. So it's really important to understand, even though you may not get a deal when you submit an offer, like on the front end, the first time around, by submitting that offer, it gives you a chance for when that deal falls out of contract, comes back on the market, to be right there to slide right in, right? So I want to show you a couple examples of deals that we've got below the list price on the MLS, because so many people have this belief that that can't happen or that won't happen. But just like on Craigslist, guys, if someone lists a couch for $500, that's at the discretion of that person selling that couch. They just put that there. That could be way off. That couch could be worth $100, right? And the value could be way off. It's the same thing on the MLS, guys. The people setting the prices are sometimes real estate agents, and it's not the most complicated thing to get a real estate agent's license to be able to list a house on the MLS. Sometimes they don't know diddly squat, I'll tell you that. And sometimes this agent who's listing the house price, making the house price, they're at the whim of the seller. So this person could just be listing a house for sale because the seller says, hey, I only want to list it at $500,000. I know it's worth $400,000, but I'm only going to list it at $500,000. So even though the value is not there, they still put up on the MLS. So this is why it's really important to still submit offers where it works for you on a house so that you can get these deals. So here's an example of a fix and flip I did, guys. The list price for this property was $500,000. So on the MLS it said, hey, this is for $500,000. And I bought it at $390,000. It's $110,000 below the list price, and it brought in over $59,000 of profit. So this is just an example of showing you that the price isn't always right, and you need to submit offers where it works for you. And I did even start my initial offer at $390. So I offered at like $380 and came up in price at $390, was able to close this deal and have a great fix and flip from the MLS, directly from the MLS, from my computer is how I found it. And I didn't go to this property until I had it under contract. So I did this all from my computer. Now, Tyler, who I was talking about as well, he's done other MLS deals. This is a deal Tyler did. Once again, this one was listed at $500,000 on the MLS. He got under contract at $400,000, and then he wholesaled the deal to a fix and flipper. So he sold that contract. He sold the paper. He didn't put any money into this and made $6,500 of profit. So just another example, guys, on these principles on the MLS. You need to submit offers so that you actually have a fighting chance. And you need to not count yourself out because a property, quote unquote, looks like it was high priced, right? So submit those offers, get those offers out consistently. The MLS will allow you to do that, all right? So let's go on the second strategy. I'll take a sip of water. Awesome, guys. Keep tracking with me here. So secret number 2 is MLS strategies. So we went over some principles, some truths, right? Here I want to go over some strategies that we have been using for 8 years to find motivated seller leads consistently and predictably from the MLS that make you $10,000 plus per deal, wholesale deal, and over $40,000 per flip. So I want to ask you this question. Do you want motivated seller leads each and every day that you can submit offers on without having to pay $1 in marketing? I'm sure you do, right? Anyone would. But here's what the amateurs do once again, guys. They spend money to get leads. They don't know they can just get leads from the MLS for $0. So they spend money and time on direct mail to try and get leads. They spend money and time on bandit signs to get leads. They spend money and time on door knocking. Then what happens? They go home. They're tired. They're groggy, right? They put out bandit signs at 2 a.m. in the freezing cold, thinking they've worked hard, which is true. It is hard work, but they haven't worked smart. And so would you rather spend $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 in marketing a month, spend 160 hours of time working, and maybe get 5 offers out in a month? Or would you rather go into your computer and literally within 5 minutes have brand new motivated seller leads where you can submit 5 offers each and every day? And by now, I think we know the answer to this one, guys. You want more offers each and every day. But do you know the number one obstacle for both aspiring and active real estate investors? I'll tell you this, I've surveyed thousands of real estate investors over the years. The number one obstacle, this is it, it's finding motivated seller leads consistently. And not only that, predictably, and each and every day without breaking the bank and without spending the time or the majority of your day finding them. So here's this truth I want you to realize. Every single day, there are new motivated seller leads that come up on the MLS that you can submit offers on. And if you're not doing it, someone else is. All right. So I want to share the strategies, right? This section is to show you these strategies we use to get these deals that, Tyler's used, myself has used, and other people have used. So let's go on these 2 strategies right now that you can use and implement today. So these 2 strategies we implement. Number 1, my favorite strategy on the MLS is the new listings strategy. I call this day 0. So these are the freshest and hottest motivated seller leads, and speed's the name of the game here. So these are the new listings that come up on the market like the day of. So if today would be Wednesday, for example, then you would want to look today at the new listings that come up on the market. And these are great because you can be the first one to the punch. You can talk to the person in charge of selling this deal, and they could like you. They could say, hey, I know I'm going to get some other offers. I like your offer. I like where you stand. I don't want to pick up the phone. How about if you meet me at the property, we can get this deal. And that can be a great wholesale and flip deal. And that's literally happened to myself multiple times and my clients. So new listings, you're first to the punch, first mover advantage, right? So the second strategy is old listings. So these are when houses are on the market and they've been sitting for over 90 days. So 90 plus days. So these deals, why did they sit for 90 days? They usually had an issue with them. And now it's solved. So what type of issues? I mean, maybe the seller needed to sell another house and they sold it, so now they're ready to sell. Maybe they're going through a divorce and they need to sell, and the divorce finally finalized. Maybe there's some litigation and it's now all solved, right? There's different situations. Or maybe the seller's head was in the clouds. This happens all the time. We already talked about it. And their heads were in the clouds with the price of the property, but now they're facing reality. They know that they listed their house too high. So now 90 days down the road, 3 months, they're willing to reduce that price, right? And so the solution here for this old listing strategy, number 2, is you want to be that knight in shining armor, because usually, right, there's an issue and you want to solve and be that solutions provider if you can, if that issue is not solved yet. So you may need to do a little extra work, but I'm about to show you that it's definitely worth it in a couple of examples here. So these 2 strategies, new listings, hit the MLS, new properties come up on the market 90 days later. These right here will get you deals, wholesale deals over $10,000 and fix and flip deals over $40,000. So here's someone who implemented the day 0 strategy. We're talking about the new listings. So this is Brandon, and Brandon came to me, wanted to be a real estate investor. The issue was he had 0 real estate experience, and that's okay. A lot of people think that's an issue. But I let him know that's totally fine. That's where I started out. It's where a lot of other people started out. And I've helped people at 0 real estate experience do their first deals in 3 weeks. So wherever you're at, I told him I'll be able to help you. Now, I didn't have any family members in real estate. He didn't even know what it was. That was similar to me. I felt for him when I started out. I thought commercial real estate had to do something with television, and I was pretty wrong. So wherever you're at, don't worry. You don't need tons of real estate experience. You can start out with 0 experience, just like Brandon. And so what did we do? We got right to work. So right away, guys, we talked about the MLS, the benefits, and started working on it. So what we did together was we set the goal 1 offer a day on the MLS. 1 offer sending out a day. Simple. Anyone can do that, even if you have 0 real estate experience. So in about 2 weeks, Brandon submitted about 15 offers. And what happened was Brandon wholesaled his first real estate deal and made a $12,000 profit on it from the MLS. Now, Brandon, he's fresh out of college, doesn't have tons of money spent on marketing. He was able to do his first deal from just going to the MLS, spending $0 in marketing. He didn't drive for dollars one time. He didn't put bandit signs out. He just focused on the MLS. So this is a guy who had 0 real estate experience. And people tell me this all the time. Well, I'm competing with people who've done this for 10 years, 100 years. It doesn't matter. The MLS is an even playing field. And that's why I recommend you start there rather than somewhere else. Rather than competing against someone who's sending direct mail to the same house as you're sending, that has a $50,000 a month budget, right? Who's hitting a seller 20 times with mail while you're hitting them 1 piece of mail 1 time. That's it, right? So the MLS is where it doesn't discriminate. Whether you've done 100 deals or 0 deals, it's an even playing field here. And this is what the day 0 strategy, the new listings, provided for Brandon. And Brandon made a pretty cool sign right there. It says 1 offer a day no matter what, to always remind them. Because guys, the most important thing is consistency. Anyone can do this. It's just you have to be consistent with it and submit these offers. Because if you send 0 offers in 1 month and you don't get a deal, you'll know why. If you send 30 offers in a month, you get 2 deals, you'll know why. You can track this. And so here's someone a little more advanced as well that I work with and who's a member. This is John. And he has an offer goal of 10 offers a week on the MLS. And for 6+ years, the MLS with 10 offers a week has provided him 2 deals a month consistently. So that's 24 deals a year from the MLS. And this isn't his full-time gig, guys. This is a side hustle. He has a full-time job. And $60,000 months are common from the deals he's getting from the MLS. So let me show you a deal. Fix and flip he actually got from the MLS. A recent one brought in $38,000 of profit. There's the nice house. This one's over in Connecticut. And you can see the closing statement right there was over $38,000. Now, once again, he got this from the MLS. He spent $0 in marketing. Now, he's a little more advanced, so he wholesales and fixes and flips from the MLS. But when I was talking to him, he said, Alex, could have wholesaled this, could have made $20K all day. But they enjoy fixing and flipping property. And now from implementing this, having systems on the MLS and other systems as well, he's now hired family members for his business, and he's also retired his in-laws. So I'm extremely proud of John. He's doing great things. And this is what happens when you implement these strategies. This was a property on the MLS, guys, that was older than 90 days. John was a solutions provider. See, what happened was this property already had other offers of jokers and amateurs and people who didn't know what they were doing. So when John came in and said, hey, here's my offer price, I can stick to it, no funny business. I'm sure you've had a lot of people pulling your chain, yanking your chain, who didn't commit to what they were saying. Now, here, I'll come through at this price right here. We can close in 2 weeks. And everything I'm sticking to, this price is not going to change. I guarantee you that. I'm not negotiating any further. And you know what? When he told that to the agent in charge of this deal, they liked that. They cherished that. He was their knight in shining armor and was able to close this deal from a deal that was using our second strategy of 90 days plus on the MLS, an older listing. So kudos to John. All right, guys. So secret number 3, I want to show you how to scale and grow from your first deal to 50 deals a year. So whether you've done no deals, it's important to know what's to come, how to scale and how to grow. This isn't just about creating another job for yourself. I mean, I wouldn't want that. This is about creating time freedom. This is about creating a business that you can grow, you can work with other people and make more money than you ever could by yourself. So whether you've done 0 deals, 100 deals, 50 deals, this is going to show you how to continually scale, and you're probably going to learn some things differently that you haven't heard before. And wherever you're at, if you're just starting out, if you're working in the business, you're doing the day-to-day, here's the progression. This is what it's about. It's about progressing from a technician to a manager to a full-fledged entrepreneur, a real estate entrepreneur. And this may be something you've seen before, but this is the E-Myth entrepreneurial development triangle. So I've formerly been studying entrepreneurship for 8 years now. It goes hand in hand with real estate. And at the bottom here, you can see where it says technician. So what the heck does that mean, right? Well, a lot of us in our businesses, we start out as the technician. We're doing the day-to-day work, the technical work. We may be doing the $10 per hour activity and the $100 per hour activity, but that's fine because it's important for you when you're building this business to understand the technical work so that you can eventually hire people to plug in your place, delegate work so that you're able to get more done with more people. And that's when you evolve and you grow into a manager, right? Now, once you're a manager, you can build a team. You can build a team of people who are submitting offers for you. People, so you're not just submitting offers, other people are too. And you're able to grow a wholesaling machine now, or fix and flip machine. Now, once you have these people in here, you can actually upgrade one of your technicians to a manager or hire a manager to manage them for you. And now you got a business, guys. And you followed the entrepreneurial development of this triangle, of the E-Myth triangle, and now you can be an entrepreneur. You can focus on other initiatives for your business, such as maybe buying and holding an apartment building. You need to put your profits somewhere at some point. So following this entrepreneurial development allows you to get there. So a lot of us start here, and this is where you're going to start. If you haven't done a deal, or if you're doing some deals right now, maybe wholesaling or flipping. If we're just talking wholesaling, probably doing 10 to 30K a month, 1 to 3 deals. We see the average wholesale fee is about $10,000. And now once you evolve and you can just get one person on your team to do the technical work with you, that's why I recommend you start. And this person can be called an acquisitions associate. So someone who's actually submitting offers for you. So now once you're both able to do this, the average profits we see are about $30,000 to $60,000 a month in wholesale fees, and even more if you're fixing and flipping. Right now, as you build out a team and you have more people and you can hire managers, making 60 to 100K a month, right? In a full year annually on the left side, we have that amount. So by yourself, 120K to 360K you can make. Once you have a small team, you're the manager, 360 to 720. Once you scale and grow and have an actual team, you can hit 720 to 1.2 million a year. So these are real results. This is something I've implemented my first year alone. This is how I was able to make over 1.2 million and generate that in my first year from wholesaling and fixing and flipping. It's from a team. By no means did I do that by myself. There was no way in heck I could have done that by myself. But when you actually have a team, you can hire these people called acquisitions associates. And I want to get into these people more so you know what your hire is going to be, because you want to train them, right? You don't want to do this forever. You want to actually evolve, right? You want to be the entrepreneur. So here's what the future looks like, guys. If you're just starting out, once again, it's the evolution of a real estate investor. So a lot of us start wholesaling at the bottom left, which is a great way to cut your teeth. It's a great way to learn what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, how to analyze these properties. And you're doing this with zero risk. You're doing this with zero capital, because I showed you how to do that in the MLS. And this is where quick profits and consistent cash flow happens in your business, right? So I've done deals and I've wholesaled them in hours, profit tens of thousands of dollars in hours. And then also sometimes deals can take weeks or a month, but usually when you're wholesaling, it's like 2 weeks or less till you receive a profit with no risk whatsoever. So it's extremely profitable. Now, once you get this wholesaling bug going, let's say you plug in an acquisitions associate like we talked about, now you can graduate to fixing and flipping while still wholesaling. Extremely important to always still wholesale when you have a fix and flip operation, because the wholesaling provides profits to your business, 10, 20, 30K a month, while these bigger fix and flips, 40, 50, 60K a month come in, and you don't get paid on a fix and flip until you've renovated all the way, and you receive those profits, right? So the wholesaling is consistent for your business. It's a muscle, it's a skill set you want to learn, you want to do, because guess what? On those TV shows, fix and flip this house, I've consulted for them, worked with them, implemented these strategies in their companies. Guess what? They're wholesaling too. So fixing and flipping is awesome, but imagine you're a fix and flipper, guys, and you have 20 projects going on and you literally can't handle another one. What do? You wholesale it, right? So wholesaling is something you always want to do. Now in the top right, guys, as we evolved and you can build this business, this wholesaling and fix flip business to over 7 figures, now you want to buy and hold real estate, right? You want to rent out property. You want to build passive income and long-term wealth. That's how you invest in real estate. It's a very achievable path. That's why most people who start wholesaling, start in real estate, don't get out of it. They keep going because there's more monetization strategies, more ways to make money. You're building up your network. You're building up your credibility. You're only getting better and better at doing these deals. And so by the time it comes for you to buy and hold a deal, you know how to get property below market value, right? You know where to buy property, how to buy it. John, who I just showed you, just bought a house last month from the MLS that he's renting out and cash flowing from day one. So you know how to get deals on the MLS using the strategies we talked about, new listings and old listings. So this evolution is something to find, it's a path to financial freedom that I love sharing, because it's something that, as the late and great Steve Jobs said, guys, you can't connect the dots moving forwards. You have to look backwards. And when I started looking backwards, these were the dots I connected that I follow and still follow this day. And so I wanted to share this with you as well. All right, guys. So how do we evolve and scale to 7 figures successfully while wholesaling and flipping? I kind of mentioned it, but I want to dive into it a little bit deeper so you can wrap your head around this. So let's go back to the number one truth we talked about. The more offers you send, the more wholesales and flips you will get, right? So here's the process to scaling and growing to 7 figures. So let's say you're following the MLS process of getting consistent, motivated seller leads and deals. Well, follow that process, use the strategies we're talking about, start getting multiple deals a month by submitting offers, and you'll get to 10, usually 10, 40,000 you cap by yourself a month. And that's good, but here's the thing, you're still a technician, right? If you don't want to work tomorrow, no offers are being sent out, right? When you're starting out. So what needs to happen, the solution of this to evolve and to grow, the first step is you hire what I call an acquisitions associate, right? This is the person who can make offers for you. Person that you train, that shadows you, and you can give them a commission of a wholesale or flip deal. You don't have to pay them hourly. They can be an independent contractor. So you can hire this person, grow your team, get more offers, get twice the amount of offers out without spending $1, right? And pay them only a commission if a deal gets closed. So that's how you grow extremely quickly. I've helped people who've got their first deals in 60 days, get an acquisitions associate, and just start growing from there. Because once you do this one time, like I said, it's not rocket science. It's about then scaling and growing and progressing from a technician, manager, then to an entrepreneur. So this is how your business grows. You systemize your position, you plug in another person, and this is what allows you to evolve, right? From technician to a manager to an entrepreneur. So someone I work with and a member that really embodies this, actually 2 members, is Stan and Denai Genlin. So they moved to Greenville, South Carolina, and the first strategy they implemented in South Carolina, you guessed it, was the MLS. Why? Because they're starting from scratch. They have no marketing campaigns going. They don't want to spend money in marketing. They want to learn the market. So they started on the MLS and started their wholesaling and flipping business from day one. Now, guys, they started this about 5 years ago, and this last year, they wholesaled and flipped over 97 houses, and they profited over $1 million by scaling and growing their companies, right? Stan and Denai, they weren't making the offers themselves. They hired acquisitions associates who made offers for them. And now they're investing, and they bought over 7 mobile home parks this year and over 150 rental units as well, right? They followed the evolution of a real estate investor from wholesaling, fixing and flipping, and buying and holding. So that is how you scale and grow and implement these concepts, the entrepreneurial triangle, the constant submittal of offers on the MLS, getting those first deals under your belt and understanding that it's a fertile ground of leads, right? So here's the 3 things we cover, guys, secrets. I want to cap over these, okay? So number 1 is MLS principles, how to be a pro at wholesaling and flipping houses from the MLS. So we talked about that each offer that you send is a shot to get a deal. We talked about how the price that you submit your offer at doesn't have to be the list price of the house at all. And we also talked about how if a higher offer gets accepted, that's completely fine because a lot of these deals come back up on the market. So what the MLS allows you to do is submit these offers consistently so you have consistent deal flow. So you can be like John and Stan and other people getting 2+ deals a month. Or if you just want to do your first real estate deal, you can do that from the MLS without having to break the bank. So secret number 2, guys, were the actual MLS strategies we implement. So how to find motivated seller leads consistently and predictably on the MLS that make you 10K plus per wholesale deal and 40K per flip, right? New listings and old listings, day in, day out. We've been doing that for 8+ years, and you guys have seen wholesales of my students and clients who made over $10,000 per deal. That's the average amount, but sometimes it's less. That's fine. I'll still take that. I'll take $6,500 or $40,000 per flip. That's the average we see when you fix and flip it. Then we went to scaling and growing, right? So how to scale and grow from your first deal to your 50+ deals a year. I showed you exactly how I was able to do it, how Stan and I have been able to do it, and many others do it, and how we teach it as well. So you can hire these acquisitions associates and evolve. So you're not just doing the work, so you're not just creating another job for yourself, but you start to build a business in a machine that's automated, so you can really start to build wealth through real estate and through the MLS. All right, guys. So we're about to do Q&A. We're about to hop into Q&A. So if you guys are there, awesome.